welcome to Try Not to Die Thursday, where I am going to be starting a new game in Oxygen Not Included, which is a game that I have played some of already and learned a little bit, but definitely I've not mastered or finished any game. So, just because I am a filthy casual, I'll be playing on no sweat mode. And on the most basic starter asteroid. Yeah, that feels. Haha, establishing personal boundaries. Those take a while, apparently. Okay. So now it has generated my home, or my home to be, but it won't let me see it until I choose some people. Now, I already know by looking at these that I don't actually want any of these people. Particularly, I don't want Ellie here on the end because the increased air consumption rate and the fact that when she gets stressed she gets destructive makes her a great deal less than ideal. So I'm going to try re-rolling her first. Okay, what have we got here? Suit wearing, operating, digging. Alright. Increased food morale bonus. Can't do research, though. A stress reaction of binge eater. Well, that is not terrible, although it also isn't great, so I'll see what I can roll on the others. I mean, if I get a good researcher on one of the other slots, then the fact that this guy can't do research isn't so bad. So let's try re-rolling Max here, who is not ideal because he has decreased germ resistance, and there will be a lot of germs, I know this. Which is a pity since he has got that increased strength and the +7 on construction. Ah well. Farewell, Max. Okay, so now we have someone who already is interested in digging, which is excellent for the start, since there's a lot of digging to start with. And is interested in interior decoration, although she is a snorer and destructive when she gets stressed out. Although the super productive when she's overjoyed, still, the digging is great, but the rest is kind of especially for early game in my, so let's try re-rolling that. Okay, so now we have a Mima who is interested in doctoring and has increased machinery, but uses the bathroom slowly. Her stress reaction is vomiter, which is messy but not as bad as destructive. So she might work, but it would be nice to find somebody with some research or digging or such. Although she would make up for the Devon here, who has +7 strength from supplying and increased athletics, but cannot do doctoring errands at all. So actually I might keep this Devon if I keep this Mima. But that would mean that I should re-roll this Herald. Okay, so now we have a Stinky who has researching and tidying, which is good, and mole hands for increased excavation, that is excellent, but also has an irritable bowel. Huh. I know that researching is one of the things that I'm going to want quickly, because there's a lot of stuff from research that I'm going to want to have as soon as inhumanly possible. So, let's try re-rolling the Mima. Okay, so now we have a Lindsay with researching, tidying, and farming, and increased machinery, but cannot do doctoring errands. So it makes 2 people with no doctoring errands. I like the farming, but I'm not so sure I'm happy about, like, anything else here. Well, let's try. Okay, so tidying, suit wearing, and decorating. Increased machinery, but cannot do cooking. And a stress reaction of destructive. No, this is... tidying and operating. Increased athletics, but farts. And a stress reaction of destructive. That's not helpful at all. Why does it keep giving me ones with irritable bowel? That's the question. Digging is excellent. I don't know that I would need 2 people with +3 in researching. Increased cuisine and decreased food morale bonus. No. Only interested in decorating, which is good for later, but for the beginning, not so good. Well, here we have farming, cooking, tidying, and mole hands. But decreased science. With a stretched reaction of ugly crier, which is, you know, it looks weird, but it doesn't actually destroy anything. So... yes. I think this is a good set to start with, although I really don't like having one named Stinky, so I'm just going to change him to Steve. There we go. And name the colony. The duplicate crash pad. Oh, this is all very ridiculous. Let's just call it the Fox Burrow. we go. All right. Hopefully this should help. Off we go. Alert! I've awoken at the target location, but colonization efforts have already hit a hitch. I was supposed to land on the planet's surface, but became trapped many miles underground instead. Although the conditions are not ideal, it is imperative that I establish a colony here and begin mounting efforts to escape. Alright. Okay, so we'll just pause for the moment and have a look at the situation we're standing amid. Well, one of the resources that you need to get as fast as possible is water, so I'm very glad to see how close we are to water here. Also, copper is a very useful thing early on, so the fact that we have several copper deposits that are pretty close is also good. There's a lot of carbon dioxide very close to me, though. That's a problem. Okay, and we have this oxalate here, which will gradually dissolve and create oxygen while I'm just getting set up. Yes, we have the tutorials, which I've already been using. WASD to move, mouse wheel zoom in and out, H to go back to the printing pod, all that sort of fun stuff. Let's just close that. And there's this. Yes, how to use the dig tool. Yes. Well, the first thing we want to do is dig over to that water. So, get on that. And I'm going to ignore that video because it just tells me about how duplicates move around. As duplicates can only fit through spaces that are too high or greater. Oh! And there's a critter in there. Okay, so now we have access to the water. And yes, we have access to a pitcher pump. Which I guess I'm gonna put here for lack of a better place to put it. And yes, the whole thing wants an outhouse, so let's see, was that in? Yes, that's in plumbing. We'll just put that over there. That is definitely not a permanent location. Temperature tutorial, resources. And I have already spread water everywhere. Oh dear. Yeah, duplicates hate having their feet wet. So we'll just mop that up. Mop that too. Okay. And I want to get into this copper, so I'm going to send them this way. Yeah, this is going to be a problem until the water levels dropped. Oh, the outhouse needs dirt. Where do I have dirt nearby to me? Well, they are actually digging into dirt there, so let's just extend that so that they're going all the way that way. You know what? Let's just... Oh, this water's getting everywhere. Okay, what I want to do is build tile along here. And hopefully I have enough sandstone to pull that off. Okay. And that should give me just enough space to build one of these here, along with a hamster wheel to power it, and a battery. And we connect all those together in a nice series. And I should have picked up enough copper for all of this to work. Time. But yes, basically it's all about setting up tasks and then waiting for a bit while they carry them out. Oh man, one of them is already sick. Okay, that block should stop more of the water from escaping. So if we just clean up this lot, then they won't be wading through water anymore. And I will worry about that bit under the copper later. The generator does need algae, so I'm just going to aim them at this algae over here. And Devin is not sick anymore. Hooray! Now, just as a curiosity. Yeah, this is currently the ideal temperature, so it's just walking through the water all the time that was making them cold. That's good. Yes, now that that's taken care of, let's just... Oh no, not the one he's standing on. Little duplicants can climb up the two spaces. They don't really like to, and it slows them down a great deal, but they are capable. But yes, that gives me access to the rest of the copper and allows me to clean up the rest of this water. It's dinner time. And now Hassan is cured. Now, what I want to do... now we got the tutorial on germs and diseases, which you've already been seeing. As running through the water and getting cold all the time causes them to catch cold. And now they all sleep on the floor. Now, what I want to do is to set up some sleeping quarters for them, and since in this game oxygen rises, I kind of want to go up into this lovely oxygen-filled cavity up here to build that. So we'll have them build a ladder up there. That, and let's have them dig out this copper deposit. Okay, let's see. Later on, I will have to go back and make things fancy and nice looking to give them a nice decor bonus. But for the time being, I will happily settle for a room they can sleep in. And you know what? We'll give them one of these in here as well. like to set up construction projects at night because none of the little duplicants are actually doing anything then anyway. Actually, come to think of it, and let's build some storage bins so that we can start getting some of this stuff out of the way. I'm not really bothering to prioritize very much stuff because, well, we need everything right now. And it's warning me that the colony needs a food source, which I will get to. Why were you just standing there? In any case, while they're working on that, the actual goal of the game is set in the printing pod here. There are two possible options for this one, which I'm not playing with the spaced out DLC, so the first one is basically set up a home here, survive for 200 cycles, maintain 16 morale with your little duplicants, print 12, have 12 living duplicants, and build a great monument. The other option is the Great Escape, which is to breach the temporal tear, send a duplicant on a one-way mission to the furthest star map destination, which involves researching a bunch of rocketry and making one the way to the surface. So I am probably going to go for the Home Sweet Home. Simply because building a giant monument sounds fun. Although I know that it takes a lot of materials that can be rather difficult to find. Okay, excellent. We've got power going to the oxygen generator in there, and we have a bed built. Now, at the moment, it would be really nice to find a good source of dirt. But while I seem to have lots of sandstone and copper, dirt is in somewhat lesser supply. Oh, there's some coal, that's good. There is so much copper near me. Okay, they got that plant out of there, so now I can complete that wall. Oh, I got a colony achievement. Which achievement did I get? Bed and bath. Have at least one toilet in the colony and a bed for every duplicate. Excellent. Okay. It looks like up here is my largest patch of available dirt. Okay, the storage bins have been finished, so just have to set them. For the time being, I'm going to set them to all. Although that one still needs to have a floor built under it, guys. Now, here's the thing about this game, is that carbon dioxide will always go to the lowest possible point and just pool there. Which is actually why I am going to cancel this tile right here and build a ladder down here so we can dig out this copper and we get a nice carbon sink into this big empty area. And I'll give them a nice little ladder here just to make it a little faster for them. And actually, now that I have those working, I can say clean up this stuff. I know I don't have a bottle emptier yet. I will take care of that. It's not doing any harm just sitting around in bottles. mean, it's excellent to have so much copper and coal, but where the heck is all the dirt? And yes, it's telling me about how the colony needs a food source, which it definitely does. But the beginning food source is quite literally dirt and water, so I need an actual source of dirt to be producing it. So I guess my best, currently only choice is to dig up to the dirt source. I'm not entirely happy about digging up so quickly. I prefer to go down to keep the oxygen in the most helpful areas, but I'm in need of dirt. for all this thick layer of carbon dioxide here, we are starting to look not half bad. Which is why I think I'm going to nudge up the priority on this ladder and yeah, that side of the digging. There. Now that leaves me some space for emergencies, but still makes them work on it first. They can only hold their breath for so long. But putting this ladder here and opening up this space a bit should give the carbon dioxide some place to go for a little while. And new printables are already available. Now, I definitely will not be getting another person so soon. I don't really have enough food or oxygen for the 3 that I have. So what do we have here? Ah, a seed. Okay, I'll take that. And we'll just make sure that gets moved into storage. And this too. There. Now, it's not ideal, but that should give the carbon dioxide some place to go for the next. It's warning me about insufficient oxygen because I've opened up all these new spaces that don't have oxygen in them. So let's see. Copper, copper, copper. Copper coming out the ears. Which is excellent, but I need dirt. So what? I will just build the ladder all the way up into this space. And then from there I can get at all this. Once I figure out the right configuration of ladders, anyway. Now, I know these are all completely inaccessible, but I'm marking them simply because they're dirt, and I need dirt quite a lot right now. I will figure out the rest at some point. And in the meantime, we're starting to lose some of the carbon dioxide down here, so I'm going to build one of these. And you know what? Another battery next to it. And I'll just run a wire. There we go. That's the most basic food making item there. This is one of the advantages of having so much copper. I can run as much wire as I want and not have to worry about running out anytime soon. There we go. Now that's a microbe musher, and what we can do is we can create mush bars with it for food, which use dirt and water. They are very far from being delicious, but they at least provide some calories to keep our little duplicants from starving to death. So I'm just going to set that up to make, actually, divided by 3, let's make 12. And that should keep us going for a bit. And it also means that they'll use some of this water that's sitting around that I have not made a bottle emptier to actually get rid of. They're just jumping to the top of the ladder instead of actually using it. Why did I even bother to build a ladder? I did it for the aesthetics, darn it. See, and here we go. Comes oozing out, making a disgusting noise, but it's food. Oh, we have a tutorial on fetching water that I don't need because I already built them a bottle. Oh, and it wants a wash basin. Well, I want to move the toilet anyway, so... let's build an outhouse over here and put a wash basin next to it. Things are going to slow down now for a bit because one of them will be running on the hamster wheel quite a bit and another one will be making the mush bars. But it is nice that they use the bottle, the water that they mopped up from the floor first rather than going for the pool that I've tapped here. And a tutorial on food safety, which is basically do not leave your food on the floor, they'll all get food poisoning. And I think what I want to do is actually make this my main water tank here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a ladder all the way down. Oh, somebody's gonna have to learn hard digging for that. Well, I will worry about that when the time comes. And actually, I'm going to cancel that bit of ladder there. Actually, no. Not this line, not yet. And just to make sure that that gets done, I'm going to turn up the priority on this ladder just a little bit. Because I would much rather use this space for building machines and quarters and stuff than to have it be for water. they really hate having wet feet. They're gonna hate this so much. I love how they complain about being cold while underwater and holding their breath. Oh. That's not a place for a boulder. You know what? I'm gonna have them deconstruct that. Because what I'd really like is the space and power to build a research station and start working on learning how to farm and how to make insulated tiles. They're having a conversation while they're underwater. Okay, just one more mining piece. And we'll see how much water we really have. I'm not 100% sure if they can actually hold their breath long enough to build this ladder. Sneezing underwater. Oh dear. Let's see, I know they can reach at least as far as 2 from the ladder, so... Okay, that's excellent. That's the ladder taken care of. Building lacks resources. Oh, no, that's taken care of. Okay, never mind. And apparently Steve has had an attribute increase. Nice. Oh, his machinery skill has gone up because he spends all his time running on the wheel. And you know what? I'm just going to cancel this dig since I'm probably not going to need it right away after all. See how this chamber is all filling up with carbon dioxide. It's terrible down there, but it's nicer up here. Oops. I want to make this my whole water tank here, so... What are you doing, Devin? Oh, materials. Okay. Let's see, what I want is this deconstructed. Construct that. And I'm just gonna nudge up the priority there. Okay. My supplies of sandstone are as low as anything else. Let's see, where is some really easily accessible sandstone? Well. It's giving me a warning about unrefrigerated food, but it's not like I can do anything about that until I get some research on the way. Okay. Steve is obviously not very happy about having to do the plumbing. Well, somebody earned a skill point. Oh, more than one of them earned a skill point. Let's see. Ah, yes, he's the one who already has some excavation. Which means that even though he wants to learn farming or grilling or tidying, since his excavation is already 3, he's going to be learning some hard digging. And that means that he can wear a hat. Now, Devon here, athletics and strength, which means that he really is extremely well suited for some improved carrying, which he wants to learn anyway. So he'll be taking a point in that. Which means that he too gets to wear a hat. And Steve hasn't got a skill point yet, so no hat for him. But I love the little animations when they get to put on their hats. They're always so thrilled to put those hats on. Look at how happy they are. And that means that Hassan can get to these, can dig these out once he can reach them anyway. And actually what I'm going to do kind of unsafe to try to mine those out right now, so that'll do for that area for a little while. Once I'm up here, let's just make sure that we harvest those. Heck, harvest everything. Except for the plant that's going to be dug up by the ladder going in. Okay, the carbon dioxide sink and copper mine seems to be doing pretty well. So what I'm going to do just pause that for the moment. Make that ladder go up there. Have them dig that out. Heck, dig all of this out. Excellent. And then up there, we can build a research station. I may have made this a little tight here. Yes, we'll give it a power station with its own power supply. Okay, there we go. Yes, unreachable build. No floor. We're working on it. not sure what I'm going to use the rest of that floor for, but at least it's there. Okay. And a video about lieutenant morale. Let's just leave that alone for the time being. We'll just let them finish this battery. There we go. Now what we'll do is we will, at last, start some research. Because there is so much that needs to be researched. Okay, so it's so hard to decide. Power, food, and water are something that really need to be researched early on. Well, let's go with the food, because getting these farm tiles is very handy. So let's just set up for getting those 2 tiles and get that started and see what we've got going on here. Ah, Steve earned his point, so... Ah, how convenient. Research. So let's give him advanced research and a nice research hat. And see what we have to print. Some duplicants or 1,000 kilograms of rust. Well, I haven't researched any way of using rust, but I really don't need another duplicant right now, so I'll just stash it for later, I guess. Okay. Big old cube of rust. He gets to put on his hat. And now that we've actually got our people wearing some hats and stuff, we should probably fool around with their priorities. We will make Steve here prioritize researching. Yes, let's make him make it his highest priority. Hassan, we will make him prioritize digging. And Devon, well, he wants to prioritize these things, so he will. Yes. But yes, we're going to have Steve really prioritize the researching because we really need to know some things. There's going to be another sand pile in a moment. Yep, there it is. There we go. And that researching is burbling along. And do I have enough materials for this ladder now? I do. Okay, I'll just mark all those for storage. But yes, one of the reasons why I decided to do the food first is because of the compost pile. Because the toilets that we have here are producing polluted dirt, and that can be converted into usable dirt by a compost pile. Especially since the polluted dirt produces this polluted oxygen, which I can't really do anything about without more research. You know what, move all this debris into storage too. But yes. I think I have definitely made this water tank too big. Well, I will deal with that when the time comes. just gonna make this easier by flattening out the trip. Ah, excellent. We can now make the compost, the planter box, and a ration box. This is a ration box. I hope I don't drop the water below the point where the pump can reach. I'd hate to have to rebuild it again, although I will if I have to. I think my best course of action would be to build another dorm room and keep an eye out for one more dupe that wants to farm. Hypothermia. Ugh. That's some cold water, I guess. So he goes straight back into it. But yes, I was saying I would build another dorm. So what I will do... Whoops. I will pause and I will try this again. And since I don't have a ladder going up into this one, I'll just put a door on it. And you know... There we go. Now, assuming something terrible doesn't happen to Hassan. I am definitely going to have to rebuild that pump or find more water to dump down there. don't currently see any water that I could conveniently dump in there. Ooh, that's not healthy. That's a whole bunch of hydrogen and chlorine together. That's awful. I mean, I'm not exactly starving for water. I do have this gigantic pool here. But yes, I'm definitely gonna have to rebuild that one pump. That's annoying. Okay. Deconstruct this so that we can build another one. Now I'm going to set the charge threshold on this a little lower if I can manage to. Oh, it's not on the battery, wherever it is. What about you? Ah, there we go. We'll just set that down to 30. I wish I'd found more dirt. I mean, I did find this patch right above me, but no, I made those too low. Generally speaking, I like to try to make rooms that are 3 tiles of empty space. Whoops. Alright, we've just done more research. We can make farm tiles and a grill. which is not very helpful right now because I don't have enough dirt to really do anything with, but so what we need is a new research project. So let's see. I will get into researching lights in a bit because they're very helpful for farming. But in the meantime, let's get some bigger batteries going. And that way maybe people will have to spend less time with the wheels. And I'm out of materials again. Okay, let's just pause that. Get another pump going. And super deprioritize everything going on here. Make that 7. But just bump all these down to a 2. They are not important right now. Yes. And that way we can get our place enclosed a bit more and hopefully conserve some oxygen. Building entombment. Something has fallen where it shouldn't. Probably this. Oh, and those. Oh my goodness. Oh, I did not realize I had so much stand without having so much sandstone. Not sure how much of that they can actually get, but let's find out. Okay, good. Got some nice floors going here. And the storage is getting very full, so I'm going to build another one of those, hopefully. Excellent. Now I can make jumbo batteries. Which... okay. What I'll do is deconstruct this one and then build a jumbo battery where it was. That should be all I need for now. The little battery will run the research station, no problem. And we'll just say put everything in there for the time being. Okay, there we go. And one jumbo battery. And the wire that goes into it. And the next research... I believe I will be going for the water pumping technology because that's going to be useful very soon. There we go. I know I should be building more doors, but for the time being I'm just going to be content with enclosing places and keeping my oxygen in instead of drifting around in large areas. There we go, jumbo battery. And while I'm at it, I'm going to deconstruct this outhouse here because I don't really like having it there. Wait. Cancel that deconstruction. I just want to deconstruct the outhouse, not the wire behind it. There we go. Okay. So, are there any construction errands to get to work on overnight here? No, I think I've got them doing enough construction. I do wish that I could find some more dirt, though. I can only find little tiny patches of it here and there. You know what I will do is I am going to set up a room of nastiness down here. And what I will do, let's see, it's in refinement, isn't it? Yes, I will build a compost heap down here. And I'm going to build a storage bin right here. Excellent. Liquid bridge, liquid pipe, liquid pump, liquid vent. Alright. So the next research let's see. Was filtration in its own category or was it stashed somewhere else? I know I could search, but I just am... Okay. Gas filter. Not quite what I'm looking for. Ore scrubber, desalinator. Converts water into oxygen and hydrogen. Converts rust into oxygen and chlorine. Not quite what I was looking for either. Ah, here we go. We've got some bathrooms here. That is definitely one thing I'm looking for. Ah, there we go, distillation. Yes. What I really want is a water sieve so that I can convert. Hello, Loppy. I'm just trying to figure out what order to be doing things in. I really want showers and proper flushing toilets, but I think for that I'm going to actually want this water sieve first. So I'm actually going to work my way towards there, but I need a supercomputer for that, so fine, I'm going to search. It doesn't want to. Okay, fine. That's not very helpful at all. Forget that, I will just find it. And my people have not suffocated yet, so life is not quite without oxygen yet. Ah, here we go. One supercomputer. We'll just work our way towards that, since we need it for what I really need. Very retro resolution. Well, I'm not exactly using the biggest monitor on the market, but I wouldn't call it retro. See, and now it's starting to warn me about insufficient oxygen generation again. But the main areas my people are hanging around in are still mostly blue tinted, so yeah, I've asked them to do a lot of things, so now I just have to wait for them to get around to them. I think I may actually nudge up the priority on that compost area that I'm setting up, because I'd really like to get that going so that I can stop my storage bins over here from bubbling polluted air everywhere. Well, I'm definitely not using a CRT. But this is just the way that the graphics in the game are. I wonder where Devin is. Oh, Devin is just storing all that copper. Okay. I was like, what did I ask to be built with all that copper? Okay, come on, get to work on that. Go, go, go. Oh, it's so slow. Come on, compost heap. The storage bins are actually pretty fast, but the compost heap. Okay, excellent. There goes the compost heap into production. Start getting rid of some of the polluted dirt we have lying around. And I am going to... You know what, I'm going to nudge the storage bin up to 8, because what I want to do is move all of the polluted dirt and slime into that bin. And that way only that room has the polluted oxygen being produced in it. right next to the ladder, admittedly, but... Ah, there we go. Okay. Now, here is where I try to remember where everything is. Not the fertilizer. Not those. Not that. Not that. Organic? Yes. Polluted dirt. There we go. And apparently I haven't picked up any slime, so it's not selectable. Interesting. That's just as well. Okay, just polluted dirt in that particular bin. And then for these 3 bins, what we do is we say you are not allowed to hold polluted dirt anymore. And that will chuck all of the polluted dirt out of them, and then when the cleanup comes along, it will get moved into this one. Which Devin is doing right now. I have not played a lot of this, no. I have played the beginning of it, and gotten into something that might possibly resemble the middle game, but only once, and I have not actually finished a game. But I learned some of the basic things starting out, like try to keep the polluted air away from the general traffic areas and stuff like that. And oh, I have another printable coming. Now, let's see. Do we have anyone who is useful, who is interested? Well, we do have Turner here, who's interested in both building and farming. That's probably handy. He does have decreased science, but that's okay because I do have that other guy who is higher science. And increased athletics, that could be handy. Okay. So we are going to expand by 1 and get a Turner. Because we need someone who's interested in farming. Oh. And he has a skill point, which I'm going to take a chance and I'm going to put it in farming in the hopes that I actually find some more dirt. And we'll give him a farmer hat just so I remember what he's up to. And we will prioritize his farming, which is not too much of a factor because the only farming that I have right now is gather these plants. And they don't get gathered very often. So, we are doing okay now. We've still got our construction progress in progress, and Turner definitely needs a bed, so we'll just nudge this bed here to 7. He won't have a nice room to have it in, but hopefully he'll have a bed soon. But not in time for tonight. He shall be sleeping on the floor tonight. I fear that all of them are just a little bit suicidal. It's mostly keeping them from doing foolish things like that. You know, I think I should probably put a door on this polluted room. So what I will do is have them deconstruct this and this. And this is going to be very ugly, but build one here. And then I'll put an airlock on, I'll put a door on that sideways. Poor Turner, on the floor. But yes, I should probably start making plans for how I'm going to get at that other close by water. I don't really want to just drop it down into my copper because I'd really like to gather that copper. I would still very much like to know where all the dirt is. It's gotta be around here somewhere. There's gotta be dirt. I will just let them do their little construction jobs I've set up for them while I try to figure out bleach stone. Oh, chlorine. More chlorine. Like, that's a nice bunch of algae there, but algae and dirt are different things. Oh, there's some dirt. Once again with what's the most efficient way to do that water? Ah, there we go. Now Turner can have a cot. Okay, and we will take a, oh no wait, they haven't taken out that piece of ladder yet. I can't put a door in where there's a ladder. It will not go where there isn't empty space. There we go. Oh, and that went all the way down. Now we have a door. Put it in there. There's definitely one advantage of having so much copper that I am right on top of. I can be really wasteful with the copper ore. Speaking of which, that might be the best way to get at that water. And I think what I will do is also put a door in here. And make a little mess hall of it. Okay. We'll just give these projects some time to run and hope that none of those let's see, shine bugs get trapped in the bedroom when it's completed. The little people do not sleep well when there's a light on in their room all night. Oh, research has completed. When did that happen? Water cooler! Yay! I'm not going to build them one. There we go. Now everybody has a mess table. And I think what I'm going to do is put a ration box in here. I've only played one base, like I've made one base before, Larry, but I recognize the mistakes that I made in that base, and I'm trying very hard not to repeat them in this one. Okay. And that door will not completely stop the polluted oxygen from escaping into the rest of the base, but it will keep it from being too bad, hopefully. Why is there sand on the floor there? Where did that come from? Excellent. Now I can build a supercomputer, which I dearly need. So what we will do is we will build a jumbo battery and a supercomputer. And we'll link them all up. Yes, well, my mistake in my first base caused several of my duplicants to die from heat stroke because I set up pathing that they were walking directly over an oil geyser, which was super hot. A lot. Like, they were repeatedly walking over the geyser. I'm not going to do that again. Definitely not going to do that again. Okay, and while they're constructing that, I am going to go the wrong way, apparently. I will start working my way towards that water sieve so that my little dupes can be clean. And stay out, little shine bugs, stay out. I don't want to have to kill you. Okay, this is getting us some dirt at last. Invalid construction location, what? Well, it blipped out so fast I have no idea what it was for. And I definitely guarantee that I'm going to make mistakes. That's pretty much what this game's about, is trying to keep all the plates spinning and all the balls in the air, and the fact that you will fail. that reached further than I thought it would. Let's just set all that for... There we go. And Hassan just got a athletic skill modifier. Excellent. And it zooms right in on him. Alright, we've nearly got the supercomputer together here. Yeah, sometimes the daily autosave is not enough. Sometimes you baked your problems in right from the beginning of your base, and that's it, and you're just gonna have to try to figure out a way around it. Oh, and look at them use their nest tables. I'm so glad those got built in time. But yeah, they are being served some very disgusting food. I mean, I'm not sure I would be able to bring myself to eat a mush bar made out of dirt and water. Well, let's see here. The water tank is just burbling. The second dorm room is... Well, it's not so much having no dirt left as it's being very difficult to find dirt anywhere close to my starting point. This section over here was the most substantial portion of dirt that I've found so far. Everything else has been like little patches of 5 or 6 squares, and that's it. So dirt has been... Finding dirt has been an issue. And I need dirt both for the mush bars and for the farming squares so that I can stop feeding them mush bars. Oh, iron ore. That's nice, it's so close. Not that I have any use for it whatsoever, especially with so much copper around. But yeah, there's like this little row of dirt here. That's coal. There's lots of algae. I'm very pleased about that, and I have this massive deposit of copper that I was almost sitting on top of when I arrived, which is great. But dirt. Dirt has been difficult. I mean, in a way, I will be very sad to see the outhouses go, since they are a source of polluted dirt, which can be actual dirt with a little processing. But they're so unclean. wonder why 2 of those got auto-assigned and 2 of them didn't. Very strange. But yeah, this water will last for a bit longer, even with the supercomputer now. The supercomputer needs water to run for some reason. I wish it were that easy. I wish I could just get on a rocket and fly to the resources that I both want and need. But I don't even know how far away I am from the surface right now. Yes. I'm just going to make myself a nice little tunnel over... Oh wait, you know what? I'm going to make a nice little tunnel over to this water so that it's there when I need it, once I figure out where I need it. Yes, I do feel lucky for having access to so much copper so early on, but... I just realized my mistake. Once he digs out that stuff, there's no way they're going to be able to reach what I asked them to dig out up there. Thank goodness for ladder technology. Okay, so now we have gas and liquid filters. Excellent. Which means that we can get to work on those water purifiers. Yeah, all this carbon dioxide has nowhere to go right now. And I can't exactly dump it down into the carbon dioxide pit I made at my base, so... Okay, there we go. Now we have a tunnel to that nice clean water when we need it. Now, let's see. Well, the dirt appears to be upwards, so I guess I'm going up. Let's see. That all's coal and more copper. Oh, I know. It's a ridiculous amount of copper that I just basically arrived in the middle of. I'm not going to run out of copper anytime soon. I just have so much. I've hardly touched the amount of copper that there is around me. Let's see, this is all carbon dioxide and granite and coal. Fine, we'll just dig that out since it's dirt. And we got this room closed up without ending up with a shine bug in it. Go us! And that doesn't have power. Did I forget to build a wire to it? I did. There we go. But yeah, could you imagine trying to sleep with one or more of these flying around in your bedroom? Toilet out of order. Oh, it's full and it needs to be sumped. Oh, lovely. Okay. Perhaps once I build the ladder up high enough, I'll be able to see more dirt from up there. And you know, while I'm at it, I'm just going to extend this ladder down here. Because it probably wouldn't hurt to start working my way towards this slime and algae to supply down here. In a vague sort of way. Oh boy. Oh, somebody couldn't hold it until the toilet was fixed. Oh, it's nasty. Yes, I know it's cold. That's why I'm having you clean it up. Anything living in your bedroom is marked for death. I have to admit, I feel similarly. Oh, and a tutorial on polluted water, because this is the first time I've encountered it. It's when Steve has an accident all over the floor. Whoops. As I do not like having spiders anywhere close to my bed. Or in the shower with me. Those two places are places spiders are not allowed to be. I'm pretty okay with them around the rest of the place, though. They eat the other bugs. Well, that's certainly one way of looking at it. Oh man, the storage is getting so full. Well, just build a little chamber down here and start filling it with storage bins. You know what? Let's be fancy and put a door on it. I have so much copper. But yeah, since I'm building downwards into what I created as my carbon dioxide sink, it's probably better to put a door on it. So let's just order a storage bin there. All right, research complete. Which means that now I can turn slime into algae. I can empty bottles. I can't remember exactly what I can do with the ethanol distiller. And I have the water sieve, which is what I was actually trying for. Which means the next thing I'm going to be researching is toilets and showers and sinks, although I probably won't be installing them right away because, well, I need dirt and that's what the outhouse is good for. Actually, I should probably build another outhouse somewhere. I'll have to figure that out. Actually, oh man, what is it doing in ventilation? I would really like to have deodorizers, although it's not a problem yet. It will be. But there's all sorts of stuff that I'm not going to need anytime soon before that, so we'll just leave that be. Although I will want to start working down that tree right after I finish getting the showers and stuff, because the insulated tile, as I start working my way upwards and downwards, temperature changes are going to be quite significant, so I'm going to want to start sheeting the whole place in insulation. That was one of the mistakes I made with my first base, was that I did not start insulating things soon enough. And it got incredibly hot there. Okay, we're going to put all edibles in here. And we're going to put only ingredients in here. honestly, how much food do we have right now? Okay, 30 kilograms of muck root and 14 kilograms of nutrient bars, and we are out of mush bars entirely. Oh yeah, insulating biomes before they can spread is a big deal, yeah. I have had some interesting things to happen with that. Also, most of the ways that you have of generating power will start really heating up your base very quickly. Like these batteries, they're kind of warm, but when you start getting like a whole bank of them together along with, say, a coal furnace, which I'm probably going to build at some point once I research it, because I do have a fair amount of coal around, just things start heating up a massive amount. And you can see that this place is already getting a bit warm. So I'm definitely going to want to start working my way towards insulated tile, just so that I'm not going to have to try to find an ice biome, or worse, build a bank of refrigerators just to cool the place down. And that's also part of why I'm going around and enclosing the whole place. Beyond just keeping the oxygen in, I want to have things set up so that I can get everything insulated and keep my ideal temperature in as well. Okay, and I'm going to continue to be kind of lazy about these boxes and just say all. Move all that debris into storage. There's so much debris. We need that dirt. Why are you just leaving it lying around? But yes, I should probably look into building another toilet, and I should actually make outhouse rooms, because just having this sitting out in the open like this it's kind of unfortunate. So let's just start building it down into this area because it's convenient. And yeah, it needs to be that big. And we put an outhouse and a wash basin. Oops. And a door. Yeah. And then we'll just do that again. It would be nice if I had more of a memory greater than the average goldfish. Could remember where all the tabs are, or what all is in which tab. There we go. But that also means I am going to have to expand my sink for carbon dioxide, because I just used most of it up for all that. So let's get this dug out. Oh, I managed to miss for quite some time there that I had another printable available. Yeah, I keep forgetting what the hotkeys are, so... Oh, I don't want any of these. There's absolutely no way I can support another duplicant so soon. And honestly, I have no use for shine bugs. They do nothing but produce light, and I have light. Eventually I will research lights, but until I have enough dirt to actually start a farm, it's kind of moot. So, dang, I did not expect to have to reject dolls so early on in the game here. What's going on? But yeah, I guess the best thing to do would be to extend this downwards and just start working on mining out this copper in a downwards direction. Just and I think I'm going to have to make a place to dump my polluted water as well. Oh, research complete. Excellent. That means that in a while I can build lavatories and tiles and sinks and showers, and that will be awesome. And I might have researched that a little soon, considering that I really want that insulated tile. So yeah, what I'll do is I will go straight at the insulated tile, and then once I've got that, I will go down and I will get the deodorizer, because those things are so useful. But I would really like to have those insulated tiles. And then once I've got the deodorizers and the insulated tiles, perhaps I will try to figure out where those fire poles are. I'm starting to get quite vertical here. Okay, I will have them start working on that copper, but I'm just going to let them build the bathrooms first. I will make them better bathrooms later, and they will be awesome, but right now their like little dupes are actually producing dirt for me. I haven't actually found any oil to play in, thankfully. But it's possible there's something over here, because it is so much warmer there, and most geysers and such are really hot, so it's a possibility there's something around here as well. But the thing is, I'm getting awfully close to the warm spots down here, so I really would like to have those insulated tiles. Oh, and there's another one up there. Yeah, I want insulated tile. I'm surrounded by hot spots. I'm surrounded by hot spots, and I'm actually going to want to grow mealwood, and it hates being too warm. Once I have enough dirt, I can grow mealwood, no problem. Well, once I decide where to put my farm, of course. But invalid construction location. Yes, I know you have no floors, that we're working on it. It's complaining that you can't build that there because there's no floor, because they haven't built the floor yet. But yes, what I want is a nice place to put a pit where I can circulate my contaminated water. probably around this area would be good. Because there's room right here to put the purifier. Ah, excellent. We have the gas bridge, the gas pipe, the gas pump, and the gas vent, all of which are things that I hope to not need soon, but which I have masses and masses of copper to make. Oh, that storage room is horribly full of carbon dioxide. That's terrible. Oh dear. What can I do? What can I do? Well, let's put a diffuser in here. And maybe as I work my way down, that will just push the carbon dioxide down into the rest of the... Boiling oil will never ever be a comfortable temperature though. But yes, it would be nice if we could get these bathrooms finished and then I can... Well, I think probably deconstructing these would be the best course of action because I don't really see a good way of sealing it in without making these really long, annoying rooms. Because I could deconstruct this whole ladder and make this another room. But, you know what? Why not? Why not indeed? It is going to make the research room weirdly and uncomfortably long, but... But it will allow me to keep the stuff that I've already built, which is nice. And I think to continue my carbon sinking, I'm just going to drop this ladder down here. And I will have them... how much can they reach? I'll have them start digging out that coal. Okay. This will be geometrically displeasing, but... There we go. Oh, actually they don't have to be so geometrically displeasing because I'm going to want to put a deodorizer in each of these. So, haha! Actually what I want to do... Whoops! I didn't want to cancel that one. Oh well. What I want to do is run this down this way. And that way I have an open space to put the deodorizer in once I have deodorizers. And with 3 of these things stacked on top of each other, the advantage will be that even if one of them gets all blocked up, there will still be 2 others. and look at that. That room's already starting to turn blue with oxygen. That was a good idea I had. That is excellent. I've made a little bit of a dog's breakfast of this area, but that's fixable with more digging. Let's see if we just have them clean that out. And I did put the bathrooms rather far away from the bedrooms, but it's just polluted air is such a problem. I probably shouldn't have the compost heap and stuff like right underneath them, but I hope to give them better than these little stacked dorm rooms someday anyway, so... Okay. Oh, man. Those ridiculous little bugs just make strangest noises when they pop out of the ground. Okay. Just get that ladder deconstructed. Good boy. Okay. There we go. These are looking pretty good, and actually I think I should. Let's just make some more mush bars because I don't doubt we'll run out of nutrient bars sooner rather than later. And on that, it is 10:30, which is my time that I have to go, so with this mess that is possibly not completely broken, but my goodness, there are so many things that need to be cleaned. There's so much debris everywhere. I am going to call it a night on that one. So let's just, yes, make sure that we save. You want to overwrite it? Yes, because it's morning. And so we have not yet been plagued with disaster, which is an excellent beginning, and no one has died yet, which is what the main goal for tonight, as shown by the name of the stream. So I think that things have gone very well indeed, and I will be returning to this Oxygen Not Included base next week on Thursday. The next time that I will be streaming will be this upcoming Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, where I will be continuing my campaign in Disco Elysium, which I am playing so far spoiler-free and completely confused as a terrible, terrible person. But having a lot of fun with it despite that. And then I will be back again on Wednesday, starting at about 7 p.m., or whenever we manage to scrape everybody together, where my writing friends and I will be playing Among Us together. And as I said, back again on Thursday at 7:30 to play some more Oxygen Not Included on Try Not to Die Thursday, and I hope to see you then. Good night, Loppy. And good night to Lolly if you're still there. Good night to anyone else who's lurking. Good night.